So this is how I cut apples. I'm gonna put a half a cup of pecans. Okay, so we're gonna put in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon before we blend this up. Like I said, this is like a milkshake thing. You can taste this applesauce. Oh, yeah, this is really good. Hi there, and welcome to Clueless Cooking 101. I'm Tammy, and this is Ed. Here at Clueless Cooking 101, recipes are optional, measurements are questionable, and the smoke alarm is basically our sous chef. If you're here for the laughs and to learn a little bit about cooking and to watch me try to not burn down the kitchen, you're in the right place. Okay, Clueless Cooks, let's have some laughs and have some fun in the kitchen. Welcome back to Clueless Cooking 101, Clueless Cooks. Today we're going to do something really, really easy. Not as easy as picking this applesauce off the shelves at Walmart, but we're going to make our own applesauce, and it's only a few simple ingredients. So I'm going to show you the ingredients. Super easy. They'll take you about 15 minutes to prep it, about 15 minutes to cook it, and you're done. First ingredient, organic apples, whatever kinds you like. These are Cosmic Crisp. Normally I buy organic apple juice. I couldn't find it, so this time I bought Martinelli's, which is about as good as it gets. But that's what I cook the apples in. You can use water. I like to use filtered water, but it has a little more pop if you cook it in apple juice. The dreaded sugar, you don't have to use it because you can make unsweetened applesauce. I put a little bit of organic cane sugar in it just because I like the way it tastes. You can use honey. You can use sugar in the raw. You can use molasses, which changes the flavor a lot, but it depends on how natural you want to go. And then I put a little cinnamon in it just because it tastes really, really good. Hey, Clueless Cooks, sorry to interrupt this episode. I know you're probably looking at your social media feeds, so since you're already doing that, check us out. Check out Clueless Cooking 101 on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, Substack, and I even have a blog. We have videos and written posts, so check us out on all those social media sites, and we'd love to hear your comments. That's it for the ingredients. I'm going to get started, and we're just going to cook it on the stove top for a little bit after we get it chopped up or cut up. I use 5 apples. It's normally at least 4 or 5 cups. And after we cut them up, I'm going to just put them in so that they'll have a place to hang out. Okay. Well, today maybe we're only going to use 4 because these are lots bigger than they normally are. I cut up apples. We might have done this a few episodes ago when we made some chicken salad. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we have an option. I like to put some nuts in my applesauce just to give it a little bit of texture. You don't have to, but that's why those are out. Those are pecans. So this is how I cut apples. Cut around the core. Of course, don't peel them. And that's what's left. I am told that apple seeds are toxic. I don't know that for a fact, but I try to not have them in any foods. So we're going to take these smaller pieces. That's what I laughingly say. Now I like to teach beginners and people that have opted out of cooking for a while. They need to learn even how to chop an onion, so let's cut up an apple too. And this is the size of the pieces that we cut them into, and as you can see, the skins are still on, and they're going to stay on. So, one apple, this is a larger apple, equals about 1.5 cups, maybe 2 cups. So I figure we'll have between 4 and 5 cups of apples by the time it's all said and done. So this time we're only going to use 4. I'm going to, when we do the recipe, I'm going to say 4 large apples. Or 5 small. It just depends on what you can find, what you buy. So we're going to get 1 cup of apple juice. You can use water. You can actually use other kinds of juice if you want, but I just happen to use apple juice. We're going to put 1 cup in this pan. Then we're going to add the 1 cup of sweetener. I'm using cane sugar. Again, you can use honey, molasses. I even forgot to say, no, I guess I better get my scissors. I forgot to say that you can actually use maple syrup. Tastes really good. And so little sugar that I just go straight for the cane sugar. We're going to add 1 whole cup of cane sugar. So when you see cane sugar, when you see organic sugar like this, it's not bright white, it's unbleached. And pour it right in there with the apple juice. I'm going to pour the apples into the pan. Our 4 large apples, 5 small apples. And then we just go over to the stove. I'm just going to stir the apples and coat them with this apple juice. Do not be shy about cooking your apples on high, because we want the juice to boil. Once it starts boiling, we're going to turn it down to medium low and let it steam and cook for about 10 or 15 minutes. And during that time, I'm going to take those nuts, I'm going to add them. We don't have to cook the nuts right away, but I'm going to go ahead and add those nuts while the apples are cooking. I'll do that in a few minutes. And then we'll talk about the way to turn cooked apples into applesauce, because there's a trick. And it's not a burden. All right, clueless cooks. As you know, this is an option, but what I always do, I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of pecans in my applesauce, but I'm going to run them through my little food chopper. This hasn't even remotely begun to start boiling yet. But I can hear it working on it. So these are gonna cook a total of about 15 minutes. We're gonna cook it once the juice starts to boil. Probably boil it for 3 to 5 minutes, then turn it way down, and then just let it steam and simmer for another 10 minutes or so, or until the apples are soft. Hey, Clueless Cooks, another interruption. If you will check out my website, which is cluelesscooking101.com, I'd really appreciate it. We have a blog with some recipes, and we also are going to have merchandise coming up soon so that you can have a cool apron like mine. But in the meantime, just check out our website, and I'd really appreciate it. We'll see you there.
Perfect.
So let's just check on this and see if it started to boil. It's like watching paint dry. Nope.
Hold up.
Not yet. So the last ingredient that we're going to put in there after the apples are done is we're going to put some cinnamon in there. And I'm going to say I probably make stuff spicier than a lot of people do. But let's start out with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Just so you know, 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. but I use this half teaspoon because it fits in the jar. That way I don't have to like spoon it out or anything. See, it goes down in there. The 1 full teaspoon doesn't fit. Tablespoon definitely doesn't fit. Okay, it's talking about turning cooked apples into applesauce. You can do it manually with potato masher. Some people have that actually can applesauce and stuff. They have this strainer. Looks like a big mess. I'm going to use what's called an immersion blender. I got it off of the internet for like 25 bucks, and it's like a milkshake thing. I'll show it to you. This is an immersion blender. You just put that top on there, and then I'm gonna put that down in the apples, and there's this little blade thing down here, and it's gonna chop them all up and make it as fine as I want to, and it cuts through the skins a little bit better. But you can use this handy manual potato masher. I used to do that before I got the immersion blender. By the way, these apples are going to shrink as they cook, just FYI. I have one other question for you cooks out in YouTube land. I'm contemplating letting my hair grow out a little bit. And I was just wondering if you'd put in the comments section, well, it'd be really nice to know if you tried the applesauce and you like it, or if you have some ideas on how to make it better, because that would be nice. But also in the comments section, cut my hair or let it grow. And I'm not talking about like Farrah Fawcett. Oh, I'm dating myself. I'm not talking about long hair or anything like that. I'm talking about just not short and messy like it normally is. Maybe a little bit longer and messy. So, put that in the comments section if you have an opinion. So it's boiling. Now we're going to turn it down to, we're going to call it medium low. And just let it cook on medium low for 10 minutes. That should be good. And because it's the apples are cooking well, they're coming to a boil, and that's just my key or my cue to turn it down a bit. So again, you don't have to stand here and watch this. You can go do other things, play a video game, check your emails, whatever. While this is doing its thing, it's really hard to overcook this. It's not hard to undercook it if you're impatient like me. So give it at least 10 minutes on medium low so that the apples can really soften up. And then we'll put in the cinnamon and blend it together, and then we'll have applesauce. And you know what? While it's on medium low, I'm going to take the lid off because I'd like to have some of that liquid evaporate. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off and leave the lid on while it's coming to a boil. Then when we turn it down, I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off because again, I want that liquid to evaporate a bit. And in this case, as you know, it's apple juice. Could be water. I haven't tried it with orange juice, but it might be good with orange juice too. Got about 7 or 8 more minutes for our apples to cook before we convert them to applesauce. And so I'm just going to take a little break, and we'll be back when the apples are done. Okay, Clueless Cooks, our 10 minutes is up, and we're going to take these apples, I'm going to stir them one more time, take them off the stove, put some cinnamon in there, and then blend them up and turn them into applesauce. And then we're going to taste it. Don't be like me. You need to remember to turn off the stove. I think I think this didn't evaporate as well as I had hoped. So I'm going to drain off a little bit of this. All it does is it just makes it a little bit thinner. So I'm going to drain off a really small amount. Be right back. Okay, probably drained off a half a cup. You don't have to. Yeah, don't feel, you can try it without. Okay, so we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon before we blend this up. And I use a half teaspoon as usual because it fits in the little jar of cinnamon. You don't have to do that. Another half. There's 1 teaspoon. Oh, we better start with 1 teaspoon and see what's going on here. And stir it in and see what color it makes it. Uh-oh. I think we're going to have to just cut back to 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. So this is where the rubber meets the road. You can use this potato masher to turn it into applesauce. I'm going to use my immersion blender just because I'm going to show off a little bit. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is like a milkshake thing. And I do it while it's hot. You don't have to. Wait till it cools. Yep, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon is more than enough. Okay. I like my applesauce to be have a little more texture rather than super smooth. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of ugly, it's kind of brown, but we're going to put it in this fancy dish. And let's taste it. These are my little ceramic spoons that I got for Chinese food. Ooh. Okay. That wasn't too terribly messy. Okay, here we go, clueless folks. We're going to taste this kilo strawberry bowl and taste this applesauce. See how. Oh, yeah, this is really good. So you can be very proud of this. Cut back on the cinnamon if you don't like cinnamon that much. It's really good for you. Sugar is just fine. It's sweetened, but not ridiculously sweet. There are lots of things that you can do with this. Once you refrigerate it, I would store it in the refrigerator. Once you refrigerate it, it'll gel up a bit. And right now, it's slightly runny. I poured off some of the juice, and you can use, again, you can use water. I poured off a little bit of that. It tastes terrific. Use that as a side dish after you refrigerate it. If you want it to be warm or at room temperature, it has completely different flavor than when it's chilled. And you can eat it cold, eat it hot. You put it in a little bowl on the side, or once it gels up after it's refrigerated, it'll have a lot better texture. And you might even be able to just put it right on a plate. But I would say this pairs nicely with so many things. I just, brag to people and say, hey, I just made this, and I serve it with, people like it with pork, but I serve it with steaks, with roasts, with chicken. You can and of course take it to picnics or to have it because people like the convenience of it. Anyway, clueless cooks, that's it. Applesauce in a nutshell, short and sweet. Enjoy it. Don't forget to brag and tell your friends and family when you serve it that you made it yourself. It's not out of a jar. And happy cooking. We'll see you next time, and Next time maybe we'll do wraps, and we'll use some organic tortillas if I can find them. Should be really good. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Thanks for watching and for supporting this clueless adventure. Looks like we all survived another round of Clueless Cooking 101. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell because it only gets messier from here.